WABC in New York. Michael, what's your secret?
I am a prominent motivational speaker in my circle that suffers from manic depression. And on top of that, I am addicted to heroin. And I attribute my success to my heroin addiction. Without it, I would not be the Superman that I am.
So what can you do about it? I mean, you know who you are, you know how you're wired, and you know what you're doing. I mean, what can you do?
I've tried to kick it, let's start with the addiction first and not the manic depression, because I think that's a result of it. I've tried to kick it and be the same person, but I am flat, and I think...
But when you say you're a motivational speaker, this is what you do for a living?
I write books. I'm not well known or anything. As I said, in my circle, I am a motivational.
Oh, I understand in your industry, let's say. So what makes you call this show? You're listening to the show because my energy is probably somewhat electrifying at times. I'm also up and down. You know that my moods go up and down, right?
Absolutely. That's just why I feel...
Well, let me tell you something. You and I share one part of that, not two. I don't use drugs. I never have. I never will. I did a lot of marijuana when I was young. It screwed my brain up because I'm not wired. I'm a Stradivarius. I used to say to this, there were a lot of guys that used marijuana when I was young. In my circle, everyone smoked dope, right? And a lot of these guys were nice guys and not stupid at all. But they loved marijuana. It relaxed them, and I never got relaxed. I got really nervous from it. And it came to me that they were sort of like guitars, and I was a Stradivarius, meaning some people can use that drug and others can't. And I'm going to tell you something else, and not to justify it, Michael, but I had a friend, and I've said it before. He's long dead. He was a great guy, a beautiful guy, actually my best friend. I loved him. I lost touch with him. He was a heroin addict. He was the only one I knew who used drugs and functioned normally. And I used to say to him, I'll call him Mickey. I say, Mickey, why the hell do you use that drug? He said, because I like it. It calms me down. I'm a crazy, nervous guy. He said, without it, I'd probably commit suicide. He would play tennis on heroin. Do you know that, Michael?
To each their own, and I don't like marijuana. I've tried it. I've tried a lot of things. I don't like it. I don't like any...
Well, here's the thing about heroin. Heroin is far more addictive than the drug it was supposed to take. Morphine addiction became an epidemic, as you well know, in the 1890 to 1910 era. Morphine was given out to everyone, even babies, in the form of drops to make babies stop crying. You know that, right?
Right.
Okay, and so then the morphine addiction got so bad that the drug companies were asked to develop an antidote to get people off morphine. So they modified the morphine molecule. Here's my chemistry background. 3,6-diacetyl morphine is heroin. You know that as well, right?
Okay.
Okay, 3,6-diacetyl morphine. It's a modification of morphine. But it turns out that there's a synthetic version, in essence, that was supposed to take people off morphine, meaning heroin is more addictive than morphine ever was.
I see.
So heroin is far more addictive. Now we go to the next step. Now, what drugs are they giving people in clinics to get them off heroin?
Oh, Suboxone, methadone.
Oh, thank you. Methadone, I found out from my friend, is more addictive than heroin. And you ask junkies all over the place, they would line up for methadone and shoot it up.
Of course, they abuse that drug as well.
Right. So the answer here is not the drug, but the person abusing it. And the only way off any drug, my friend, is from within. It can never come from outside. All this treatment stuff is crap. It doesn't work. Rehab is a business. Rehab is a bigger business than the drug business itself. And it often doesn't work. It works temporarily. The person has to say, I'm sick of being a drunk. I'm sick of being a junkie. I'm sick of being a sex maniac. And they'll get over it. Otherwise, they're going to go on and on with it.
But I am sick of it. The problem is, in 9 months, I rose from the bottom, to the top like a phoenix. And they say, wow, look at this guy. Who is this guy? Because you could put me in front of 1 million people. You could put me on the phone. I'll sell anything while I'm on the drug. I'm a functioning addict. Nobody knows.
Well, I'm a functioning food addict. I just ate a Subway foot-long sandwich before the show because I've been on a salt-free, high alkaline diet. I haven't had a drink of alcohol in a week because I cured something in me that doctors couldn't even diagnose, to be honest, because I'm a nutritionist by training. And I swear to God, I got rid of these pains that were killing me because it was an acid-base imbalance, I found out. We're all addicted to something, but it doesn't have to be a drug. You've never found anything to replace the drug?
I have not. I've tried it.
All right, so here's the bottom line. What price success? Okay? How about giving you something from Jesus? What does it profiteth a man who gaineth the world and loseth his soul? You know that's true.
I do know that.
All right, and what's eating at you is probably a decent, ethical, moral person, and what you're saying is I'm famous, I'm making tons of money, and I've lost my soul because I'm a junkie, and I don't know how to deal with this because I can stop using the drugs, and then I'll fall back down from the high, exalted position that I'm in, and I'm going to have nothing, and you're not willing to do it probably.
I have people who follow me on my every word, and I amp them up. And it's true. Everything I say is true. The motivation I speak is true. It's all true. It's a brotherhood. But I feel fake. I feel fake in front of them all. What am I saying? These people are following a secret.
Well, look, I'm not going to justify your heroin use, nor am I going to moralize and start to tell you to get treatment, see a person. I don't want to do like a doctor show. I'm more of a realist and a down-to-earth person. The fact of the matter is, the conflict that you are living through is actually what motivates you. The horns of the dilemma upon which you ride is your horse.
This is true.
Okay, see, you're riding that horse, okay? But the thing is, you're riding that horse, but you're standing on the horns of the dilemma, and you like the tension. You like the tension of sort of feeling like a fraud, but not telling anyone you're a fraud. You like that.
Secret identity, absolutely, yes.
Now, let me tell you something about that. It's very interesting. You're not really alone with that. Most great people have grave doubts about themselves. How many different ones do I have to mention? How about the great preachers, the great moralists who turn out to be as flawed as the worst person in town? The ones that used to get caught in cars with prostitutes. You know what I'm saying to you? Now, did it mean that they were phony in what they were saying while they were saying it and bringing people back to themselves? No, I don't believe so. Because man is by nature hypocritical. Man is by nature a duality. Man is a duality. Man is hypocritical. Man is flawed. Man is plus and minus. Man is up and down. Man is good and evil. But if you get a motivational person who can speak to people and make them feel better, what the heck is the difference what you are?
So I'm not a bad man.
No, you're not a bad man. You're not. Why should you be punished? You're committing a crime. You're breaking the law. The chances are you're going to get caught. By calling this show, you're telling me you want to get caught. And you're hoping someone catches you so you don't have to have that pain anymore. You actually want somebody to catch you so you don't have to have this pain of this conflict. Am I right?
Yes, 100%.
Well, I hope that it doesn't happen. I hope that you come to your senses before all of this. And I'm going to say... bid you a fond adieu. Now, that was an interesting secret, and I handled it well. I should get a reward for that. The government should give me a check for being a national treasure for saving people from themselves.